So life throws you some curveballs sometimes, and things run into your vehicle and they leave scratch marks behind. It happens to everyone. Well, 9 times out of 10, these are just clear coat scratches, and you can actually take them out by yourself in a matter of about 20 minutes. So I went over to Walmart and picked up this Turtle Wax Scratch Repair Kit, and it actually comes with a lot of the things I'm gonna need to fix these clear coat scratches. So first, you're gonna need some sort of lubricant and a microfiber towel, but a bottle of soapy water will do just fine. You're gonna need some fine sandpaper, some rubbing or paint compound, some masking tape, and some polish to make sure everything shines in the end. So the way on most vehicles that paint works is that there's 4 layers. There's your base layer, or the metal, then you have your primer, and then the actual paint, and then the clear coat. So for these instances, it's just penetrating the clear coat, not actually touching the paint. So all you gotta do is take your finger and just kind of scrape it along the scratch. And if you can barely feel it, or you don't feel the scratch at all, then it's most likely a clear coat scratch, and that can be taken out really, really easily. The second thing you're gonna wanna do is grab a spray bottle of warm water or that lubricant and a microfiber towel and just spray it down and wipe it off to make sure there's no dust or dirt inside of that scratch. So the next step is to get your masking tape and tape 1 inch above and 1 inch below the scratch. Once you start using the sandpaper, it's gonna be really hard to find where that scratch is, and this gives you kind of like a little buffer area as to where you should be sanding. So everything's taped, it's all clean and ready to go. So next you wanna grab your sandpaper. I'm gonna be using a 1500 sandpaper because that way it'll be rough enough that it won't damage the paint, but it's gonna irritate the clear coat and make sure everything's even so that that scratch is gonna get out. So let's apply some little bit of force on the sandpaper here. Eventually you're not gonna be able to see it anymore, so that's where the masking tape comes in, so you know exactly where you should be sanding. All right, using a little bit of elbow grease, I managed to get most of that scratch out. I can barely make it out with my eye, I can barely make it out with my fingernail as well. But what I can't show you is that there's this haze from where I was sanding. So the next step is get that haze out. And it's kind of hard to show on a white box, so I put up a picture here of what it looks like on a different colored vehicle. So the first step to get that haze out is to use your paint compound here. And use a lot. Don't be chintzy on this stuff. We want to make sure that paint gets out. Pour it on your microfiber towel and just rub it in. Do a couple coats as well. Make sure it gets in there. And finally, we're just gonna add some polish to make sure everything looks the same and everything blends in together as well. Boom.